Hey, I'm Joe with RevZilla, and today we're taking a look at Renthal chains and sprockets for dirt bikes, available at RevZilla.com. So Renthal got started in Manchester, UK in 1969 by a couple guys by the name of Renthal and Rosenthal. Take those names and put them together, you have Renthal. They actually started out by making parts for trials bikes. But since then, they've produced a wide range of products for a wide variety of motorcycles, mainly dirt bikes. So you'll see handlebars, levers, quite a bit of different components available, but particularly chains and sprockets. So when it comes to the applications we have here, we're going to take a look at the off-road segment. Now, Renthal does offer sprockets for other types of motorcycles, but we're going to focus on the off-road world right now. So as far as pricing goes, depending on the application, you're going to find that it's between $170 to $220, generally for both front and rear sprockets and a chain, because that's what you're going to buy altogether. You don't want to put an old chain on new sprockets or vice versa. You're going to replace both front and rear and the chain altogether. But don't forget, if you do find any of the parts for less elsewhere, RevZilla has that price match policy in place. So before we dive into the, each different component we have up here, I just wanted to show off the fact that all of their sprockets are CNC machined with these little grooves between the teeth. You'll see on all these different sprockets, and that's designed for mud clearance. So it's really interesting kind of design feature. Knowing what these chains and sprockets are up against in off-road conditions, it allows the mud to just pass right through and get pushed out by the chain instead of binding up in the chain or packing the chain with the mud. So I thought that was a really interesting design feature from Renthal. So let's start out by talking about front sprockets. So we're going to take a look on my right at more of a dual sport or an enduro application. So the grooved front sprocket is made of case-hardened chromoly steel. It's really, really tough steel. So front sprockets generally have to do 3 or 4 times the work of a rear sprocket because it's so small. It has to do all that work of pulling that chain around. So it's really important to have a very tough front sprocket. So the grooved front sprocket is a really good option for those applications, in hard enduro and stuff like that. I personally run that particular sprocket on my KTM 250. So moving on to maybe the motocross application. Now, of course, you could run this on a variety of different bikes, but I would say that folks that are looking for ultimate weight savings are in the motocross world. So the ultralight front sprocket is made of the same case-hardened chromoly steel, but it's drilled. So that's an old hot rodder secret. There's nothing lighter than a hole. So what they did is just drill a bunch of holes in it, and that really cut down on the weight quite a bit. So that's a really good option if you're really considering rotational weight in your drivetrain. Now, moving on to rear sprockets, we're going to take a look at the twin ring. So the twin ring is made of 2 different types of material. We have a T6 alloy material in the center. So that's an aluminum center that's anodized. And then on the outside, we have a steel. It's a nickel-plated steel on the outside that it will be very tough wearing. It definitely lasts a lot longer than just a traditional aluminum sprocket that we're going to look at in a second. So a lot of the folks that I run enduro and dual sport with run this particular sprocket because it does last quite a while. Now, moving back over to the motocross setup, we have the ultralight rear sprocket. This is made strictly of that 7075 T6 aluminum alloy that the center of the twin ring is made of. So you'll see that anodized aluminum color go all the way to the edge. So again, that's really ideal for ultimate weight savings there. So let's talk about chains. Now, again, in the beginning, we talked about how when you typically replace your sprockets, you're going to replace your chain at the same time. So we have a couple different options here. The R3 chain here uses what they call SRS. It's the SRS technology. It's self-regulating seals. So this is an O-ring chain that has seals that basically maintain the same pressure all the time, no matter what the load is on the chain. Whereas other chains can be kind of distorted and squish the seals out of the way and allow some dirt in. So I've personally been running this chain by the recommendation of another guy that works here at RevZilla that I race and ride with pretty frequently. He said, man, I tried that R3 SRS chain from Renthal and it really lasted a long time. You should check it out. So I threw one on my own personal bike, and I found that even throughout quite a few tough enduros that I've done and hair scrambles, that the chain needs much less adjustment than the previous chain that I was running on the bike. So Renthal claims that this chain is lasting 40% longer than most other sealed chains on the market. I personally have been running this chain on my machine, and I've been really impressed with this one. So moving on from the sealed off-road type chain, we're going to go to the MX chain. The R1 chain is an unsealed chain. So most folks out there know that sealed chains generally will sap a little bit of horsepower from the engine because it has to compensate for the friction in those seals in the chains. With an unsealed chain, that's not the case. So the chain can move much freer, which frees up more horsepower from your engine. Of course, it's a little bit lighter as well. So this is a really ideal setup for, again, folks that are looking for maximum power and the least weight. A nice motocross application. Me personally, I degrease and lube my chain after every ride and every race. Anyway, I've had unsealed chains last quite a long time, even in some gnarly conditions. So that may be a consideration for folks that, on certain bikes don't have that much clearance and can't run a sealed chain. So as far as installation goes, you're generally going to spend about 30 to 40 minutes with installation on most bikes. I find that you just need to take your time, make sure everything is nice and clean, make sure when you go to put the new sprockets on that all your sprocket bolts are torqued to factory specs. And as always, after a couple rides, recheck them, make sure that nothing's working loose. These chains are available in multiple lengths, but if you can't find the length chain that your bike needs based on your service manual or just counting the links on your chain, you can shorten. Generally, what I'll do is get a 120 link chain, and then I'll have to cut it down by a few links. So you will need a chain breaker in that case if the appropriate length chain isn't available for your machine. But that's no sweat. Chain breaker is always a nice thing to have in the toolbox. So these are some really killer options for off-road drivetrain components from Renthal. But if you'd like to see what other riders have to say about them, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. And as always, if you have any questions about these or anything else you see on our site, give our Gear Geeks a shout at 877-792-9455 or shoot an email to cs@revzilla.com. Thanks for watching our video today about Renthal chains and sprockets for dirt bikes. I'm Joe, and I'll see you next time.